Imagine sending someone a DM on Instagram and you get a voice note back. Interested in what it'll say, you click play and hear none other than Morgan Freeman answering your DMs. Now I know that sounds impossible, but in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make that a reality. My name's Nick, I'm the founder of SimpliScale, an AI automation studio, and I've built thousands of automations in my lifetime. But what I'm about to share with you might be the greatest automation I've ever built. Because yes, whether you believe it or not, this automation allows Morgan Freeman to respond to your DMs using AI. So without wasting any time, let's get right into how to set this up yourself. So first things first, we're gonna need to sign up for two platforms, Chatbot Builder. 11 Labs is a platform that allows you to clone different voices and use some of their preset voices to say essentially whatever you want. We can actually use their API to feed sentences to our 11 Labs voice, and then it will say that through our API connection. I'll explain more about what that means in a sec. The other platform we're going to be using is Chatbot Builder. Chatbot Builder allows you to create custom chatbots without needing to learn how to code with a no-code interface. It's super easy to integrate 11 Labs with, and I'll show you exactly how to build flows with the AI generated voices. Now, I know cloning voices is a little bit controversial, so build this at your own risk. I'm not responsible for any legal issues you run into by having the voice say something that's not exactly kosher, if you know what I mean. So make sure you're using this responsibly, and if you're making a celebrity say something, do it in a positive light. Now, why might you want to create an AI clone of someone's voice and put it in your DMs? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First, maybe you want to generate more leads for your business. We can actually have the AI voice ask for a phone number or an email, and that will automatically get placed in a Google Sheet where you can then email market or SMS market to these prospects. Another reason you might want to set this up is to grow your following on social media and to go viral. Now, if we know anything about social media is that if you get more engagement, your post is going to get pushed to a wider audience. Meaning if you create a comment CTA on that actual post, that's going to count as engagement and the algorithm is going to push your post to a wider audience. And who wouldn't want to test out talking to Morgan Freeman in the DMs just by commenting on a post? I mean, I don't know about you, but I would do it. The next reason you might want to put Morgan Freeman in your DMs is to basically just create a side project to show some social proof that you know how to create powerful custom chatbots. So maybe you're an AI automation agency and you want to showcase what you can build. You can easily tag your prospect within Chatbot Builder, and every single response from there, Morgan Freeman will take over. So if you want to create a fun way to showcase your social proof, this is how you can do it. And finally, maybe you want to clone your own voice or someone on your sales team's voice so you can nurture people in the DMs without having to type messages on your phone or make voice recordings. And you can actually put your calendar booking link within the chatbot's instructions so that after your prospect is qualified, the calendar booking link is sent and they book a meeting directly to your calendar without you having to lift a finger. And the fact that it's Morgan Freeman doing this makes it seem less salesy, and it brings their guard down and causes less friction for them to book a call. So whatever your reason is for wanting to put an AI voice in your DMs, let's jump right into it, and I'm gonna show you in the next few minutes. All right, y'all, so first things first, you're going to want to create an account with 11 Labs. I already have one set up, so I'll just go ahead and proceed to the app. From here, it's going to pop you onto this screen. This is where you can start typing into the chat, and then the AI will respond to you in that voice. So there's a bunch of different voices here. In this example, you have Rachel. I've done a David Goggins voice, Elon Musk, some of my friends, and then obviously the Morgan Freeman, which we're going to be doing. So to train your own voice, you're going to want to go to this Voices tab right here. So we'll click Voices. And from here, we can add a new voice. So it's super easy. We just do the instant voice cloning. We'll name it. So in this case, I'll do Morgan Freeman 2. And then we just drag a file that we found online. All right, let me try one more time. Okay, there we go. So I now uploaded the Morgan Freeman voice. And then I can just click this checkbox here and add voice. That's really it. The voice just needs to be, or the audio recording needs to be longer than 1 minute long. And that's all you really need to create the voice. The longer amount of time that the recording is, obviously, the better quality AI voice you're going to be able to generate. So from here, let's go and find the voice that we just created. So you have Morgan Freeman 2. We'll use that voice. And then we can just start typing here. Hi, my name is Morgan Freeman. We'll generate the speech.
Hi, my name is Morgan Freeman.
And it sounds pretty decent. So now that we have this set up, we're going to go ahead and make our connections in Chatbot Builder. So if we go here, type in Chatbot Builder, we can then go ahead and sign up for an account if you don't have one already. In my case, I'll just hit login. Pop into my account. All right, and there's a couple integrations that we want to set up here. So first, we want to add the 11 Labs account, and then we also want to add the Instagram account. So we go to the Settings tab in Chatbot Builder, then we go to Channels, and then we have Instagram. Here, it's just going to ask you to log in with your Facebook that's connected to your Instagram. So you can go ahead and log in, and it'll instantly be connected to your account. We can do the same exact thing with our 11 Labs, but the 11 Labs is actually going to be in the Integrations tab. So you just click on Integrations, and then we can go down to 11 Labs right here. And I've already connected it, like I mentioned, so you can just go ahead and add your API key from 11 Labs directly into Chatbot Builder, and you should be connected. So the next step of this is we need to set up a flow that takes in the input from our Instagram DMs, puts it through ChatGPT essentially, generates a response how Morgan Freeman would typically generate a response, and then sends it off to 11 Labs, puts it in the voice chat essentially here, generates a voice response, and then sends it back to our prospect in Instagram. So to do this, we're going to head over to the Flows tab. And we're going to set up a new flow. So in this case, I'll just create a flow called Morgan Freeman test. And how this works is we'll set this flow as a default reply. So any message that comes in, it's going to be activated by this flow. So how we're going to do this is first we'll set up a condition. We're going to set a tag is, and then we're going to create a tag here. Here we'll just do Morgan Freeman voice. I've already created this tag, but if you want to create a new tag, you can just type one in. And then if I just did like Morgan 2, we could do that. Type it in. Oh. Actually, we have to do it from a different setting. So if we go to actions, add tag, and if I just put Morgan 2 and hit enter, that just created the new tag. And if I go to this condition, I can click Morgan 2 here. But we don't need that tag as of now. We're just going to use this Morgan Freeman voice tag that I've already set up. And essentially what this does is when someone opts in or they comment a keyword, they send a DM that is equal to Morgan or whatever you want to have it, it will automatically tag them, and then it will start this default reply. So it might sound a little bit confusing right now, but I promise it'll make sense in a second. You kind of just have to jump right into the middle of the automation and then build it from the back. So like I said, it'll make sense in a second. So we start from the tag is Morgan Freeman voice. From here, we're going to get the response that is being said from the user and then push it over to ChatGPT to generate a response in Morgan Freeman's voice or in his tonality and how he typically talks. So what we're going to do here is click add content. We're going to go to actions. we're going to go to OpenAI. We'll click on this OpenAI tab on the left. Now there's a couple different options. If you just want to use ChatGPT out of the box, you can just put your prompt in right here. If you want to build a custom assistant or a custom GPT, you can also do that to produce a response that's more in the likeness of Morgan Freeman, which is what I did on my end. So instead of generating text, I'll do generate text assistant. And then I've set up a Morgan Freeman voice assistant, which again, this is going to get the input, the last input. So this is a custom field. It's going to feed it to this assistant. The assistant is going to respond. It's going to save this response in a custom field. So we'll just call it Nick custom 1. This is a random custom field that I set up, and we'll hit continue. So again, if someone opts in, they're tagged with the Morgan Freeman voice tag, and then they send a message in the DMs. This is now going to send off that message to our custom GPT, which I'll show you how to set up in a second. And the custom GPT will output a response, which will then be fed to 11 Labs, our API connection that we set up, which will create a voice file, and that will be sent over back to the user in Instagram DMs. So from here, we'll just click continue. And remember, here we have our response from ChatGPT saved in this custom field, Nick custom 1. So here, we're going to want to send over our API request to 11 Labs. So we'll go to Actions, 11 Labs, click into the settings of 11 Labs. The input text, again, that's going to be the output from ChatGPT. So here we're going to do Nick custom 1. We're going to select the voice that we made. So in our case, we'll do the Morgan Freeman 2 that we just set up. And then we'll save this response to a new custom field. So here, let's do Nick custom 2. So a new custom field. So we have our response in 11 Labs. Now we need to output as an audio file. So to do that, we'll create one more module here. And then we're going to send a file, audio, and we're going to get the link from 11 Labs. And the output of the link from 11 Labs is stored in this Nick custom 2 variable. So we can go ahead and publish this. And if you remember what I said before, we're kind of starting from the middle of the flow. So we need a way to tag the user with the Morgan Freeman voice tag. So to do this, let's set up a new flow. So we'll go ahead and let's rename this to Morgan Freeman test 2, well, step 2. And then let's create a new flow and call it Morgan Freeman test step 1. All right. And in this flow, all we're doing is assigning the tag that we have set up in step 2. So instead of sending a message, let's not get user data. Let's go to Actions, add tag, and then we'll click Morgan Freeman voice. And that's literally it. We don't need to do anything else. We're just adding the tag to the Morgan Freeman voice. Because as soon as that tag is added, every single response will be filtered through that step 2 that we've already set up, because there's that conditional that says, do they have a Morgan Freeman voice tag? If they do, then proceed to step 2. But if they don't have that tag, nothing's going to happen. So we can go ahead and publish this. And then actually, we do have to do one more thing. So we have to add one more step that sends the flow of the previous or of the next step. So this is step 1. We're going to start flow. We're going to choose our step 2. And then publish this. And the reason we're doing this is because if the user sends a message and then they're tagged with this Morgan Freeman voice, the next step wouldn't be activated until they send another message. But instead of sending another message, we can just take that same initial first message and then run it into the step 2, which then will get the AI response from the custom GPT, and then we get the audio file on the back end in Instagram. So we can go ahead and publish this. From here, we'll want to set we'll go to settings. It'll load here in a sec. Settings. We'll set our default response to Morgan step 2. And again, what the default reply is any message that comes in, it's going to default to sending this flow. Now, because we have the filter set up, only responses that have the Morgan Freeman voice tag on their account in Chatbot Builder will get this default reply. And this default reply, again, is the Morgan Freeman voice coming from 11 Labs. So we'll click save here. And then the last step is we've created the 2 flows. We have step 1, we have step 2. Now, how do we get users into this step 1 flow where they're getting tagged with the Morgan Freeman voice? Well, to do that, we have to set up a keyword automation. So here, let's go ahead and go over to marketing. And we'll do a comment CTA. So if someone comments on your post, then they'll get tagged with the Morgan Freeman tag, and then they'll get added to that default reply. So any response they give from there on out, it's going to be hit with the Morgan Freeman response. So we go to Instagram comment automations. And then I already have one set up for a current Instagram post, but I'll do another one. Do like Morgan Freeman test 2, hit continue. And then now here there's a couple different settings. You can choose to do this on any post where they comment a keyword. You could do this on a specific post. I typically do all posts because I don't do the keywords multiple times. And there's a private reply and then there's a public reply. So the private reply, this is going to be what's sent in the DMs. So in this case, we could just send a message. If you were to comment Morgan or if you were to comment Freeman, then it's going to send, hey, I'm Nick. And that's what it would send if they comment that keyword. But instead of just sending some text, we're actually going to send a flow, and we're going to send that step 1 flow. So again, the user is tagged with that Morgan Freeman tag, and then that's automatically going to send them over to step 2, where they get that default reply. It automatically responds with the Morgan Freeman voice, and they're entered into that loop every time they message because they're tagged. So here, we're going to do step 1. The public reply, this is just what it responds to the comment. So we can do, got your comment. Say, did you get it? Say, check your DMs. We'll say, talk to you soon. Cool. And we don't want to do all comments because this will respond to literally every single comment. Instead, we're going to do comments equal to, we'll do Freeman for Morgan Freeman, and then we'll click save. So now, if we go to Instagram, so if we go to Instagram, we look up my username, we'll click on a random post, we'll comment on that post and say Freeman, Oh, let me just quickly turn the status on. So we should be good now. All right, we'll comment on this post and say Freeman. And then that should activate step 1 of the automation. So we should get a response to our DM. So we would go to our notifications. Cool, looks like we got a response, says talk to you soon. Now if we check our DMs, we have a voice message from Morgan Freeman. So let's take a listen.
Yes, that's right. Just call me Morgan. What can I do for you?
So there you have it. We have Morgan Freeman in the DMs. So we can even actually respond to this too. So we could be like, hey Morgan, what's the weather like in San Diego in February? We'll test that out. And again, because the user has the tag now, it's going to automatically insert them within the default reply, and it's going to respond to them every single time in Morgan Freeman's voice. So we already have a response here.
Diego in February is usually mild and pleasant. Expect temperatures in the 60s to low 70s. Perfect for a stroll by the beach.
Pretty sick. So now Morgan Freeman can respond to every single DM with this person until you manually remove them from the sequence. And if you want to do that, you can just go to your inbox over here. And I sent this from my personal account. So then you can click over here, transfer conversation to human. You can remove the tag, or if you even start sending a message within this actual tab and you send it through, it'll transfer the conversation to a human as well, and Morgan Freeman will stop responding. One other way you could do that is to send the flow and then clear and delete conversation. That will also disable Morgan Freeman from responding as well. If you want to check out this chatbot yourself, I'm going to link my Instagram page right here. You can go over to this post, comment the word Morgan, and then you can start chatting with Morgan Freeman yourself. All right, I know this was more of a fun video, but here's the thing. People love personality in business. They love seeing new, innovative ideas just like this because they have that wow factor to them. But the thing is, 99% of businesses want to implement things like this. They just don't know how to. That's why I want to offer you a free one-on-one consultation with our team, and we'll help guide you towards leveraging AI to create unique, valuable experiences for your audience, just like this one. So click the link below to book a call, and I'll see you in the next video.